Let's see. All right. Hey, I believe we're live, everybody. Hi. Thanks for coming in the chat. Welcome to the Spiritual View. I'm Elizabeth, True to It Connections. Everybody's going to say hi, but we've got Dawn and Marcia, Angie, Sari. Jen is going to be here in a hot minute. So, everybody take a deep breath. We've been through it. How's everybody in the chat? So we're going to chat about that. We're going to chat about that. But I want to open you guys with just a few cards I pulled while we were waiting. We've had a few losses in the group, and I know a lot of you may have experienced similar situations and energy. So these are messages, divine messages from beyond to calm and soothe your soul by Lindsay Knight. Okay. So the first one, and they're just beautiful, real pretty hands holding the heart there. I am no longer struggling. I have wings. I love that. You left a piece of yourself behind when I died. I need you to take that piece back, please. The world deserves all of you. And the third one, please, darling, let go of your guilt. You have to trust everything in this life happens for a reason. So I just hope that gives you guys
I got a big thump on that second one.
a little peace and love.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. So, how is everybody? We're gonna say hi and chat a minute, and then we'll get to a few of your readings. Marcia, you want to tell us how you've been? And you had a pretty exciting day.
Yeah, I mean, today was good. I was going to say I was really enthralled with Dawn's little jaunt around the signs in her live a couple days ago. And it was really fun seeing how that Leo energy was showing up in my kind of fifth, straddling my sixth house. So I've had some health things come up that, unfortunately are just kind of dragging my bahootie, but got to spend the day with my son and a whole gaggle of kids on a movie set. And I was like, woo! So the highs and lows of the week were definitely present, I think, in my life. And I was just commenting kind of behind in the green room, if you will, just how lovely and beautiful it is that our little micro group, really is representative of the macro as well. And just our struggles, our triumphs, our all of it. And just, finding that tribe and sticking it out with each other and supporting each other. And we need a prop here today and add a girl wherever it's needed. So thank you. Much love to you, ladies.
Much love back. Much love.
There's Jen.
Welcome in, Jen. You're muted.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Hi, beautiful. I read a few cards from the. Oh, how are the kids?
They're doing good. We just started school back this week, though.
That explains a lot.
Change of schedules, right?
Sari, you want to say hi, baby?
Oh, hi, everyone. I'm one of the ones who's with the Kleenex today. So
it's okay. And Dawn, just say hi, and she's got a Kleenex. Lots of hugs, everybody.
Yeah.
Jen, I did read a few cards from the divine, beyond the divine, or whatever they're called. Sorry, Lindsay, wherever you are. Okay, and Angie, I hope she's had a good day. She's going to give us a big overall view of what's wrong with us.
This week has been kicking my butt. It feels like I haven't had a minute to spare. And it was all like running along so smooth. And then yesterday just started off so strangely. And whenever the moon is in Cancer, I don't know about my fellow Cancers here, but whenever the moon is in Cancer, I'm always in my feels, no matter what the moon is doing. But anytime that happens, I'm hyper emotional. I tend to get deeper readings, and not quite as much as I do when it's in Pisces, but they're always pretty spot on. And that it was just kind of, it felt like a big pop, or like a big jump ahead with like, wait, what happened? We were here and now we've just all of a sudden jumped to here, but we didn't have time to kind of process going from a 1 energy to a 9 to a 8 energy. And it was just like this big wait a minute jump kind of feeling. And then all the fun technical issues ensued yesterday. So I hope at least everybody got a chance to look at the channel messages and then enjoyed the reading on the spiritual view, because that was meant to happen that way. I wasn't meant to go live after that, because the message was the message. And the first card that Liz pulled with those hands, that was the theme Tuesday, Thursday. Hands have been coming out not only in the cards, but in my charms. So that has come out frequently. So there it is today. I had a beautiful reading with a client this afternoon. So that's always a great way to reset energy for me, because it's doing something creative that I enjoy, and it's always doing for somebody else helps to put us in that energy, right? So with today being an 8-2-8 energy, that is a total of an 18. That is moon energy. We can, feel extra emotional. We can also feel confused or feel like we're not quite seeing the road ahead. The 1 + 8 would be a 9, which is the energy of the hermit. And what I sketched on my community page was the lantern. And then it still feels very heavy to me today. And I saw a car we had the double, like a double wheel energy, because 8-2-8 is strength, high priestess, strength. And then with that, strength plus high priestess is a 10 of a wheel, the wheel of fortune. And then because we have the 2 and the 8, so it was a double wheel. And then I saw a truck up on blocks, and there's this one wheel. And I posed the question, "What wheel has come off? When they say that saying, the wheels have come, the wheels are just flying off the car, like the wheels of life feel like they're just kind of flying off somehow. What wheel has come off? The wagon, flattened, or needs repair." But this is on our internal vehicle, so our own chariot. And then also, because it was a truck, in particular, a pickup truck, what have we been hauling that it's time to dump the load about? And then I heard the song Big Wheels Keep on Turning, carry me home to see my kin. I got 1982. A 28-year anniversary of something, or maybe our viewers today are 28 years old. And then curiously add those together, 2 and 8 is another 10. So maybe that's the missing wheel, the missing link we're looking for here. In addition, the 7 of Swords has been coming up a lot. So I wanted to talk a little bit about, it's not always deception. This is a deception of ourselves, something the wheel has come off about, and we're needing to repair something maybe we haven't wanted to deal with. And I wrote down systematic flight. And I'm not really quite sure what that means yet, but that's the message I got. And then I drew the hermit coming up the mountain, but then there was a door in the way that was closed on the way up to the mountain. And what needs facing, what maybe we have been fleeing from, and where is this go-to forest, or where is this? And I also saw one of the windows were tinted, but the other one was not. take that for whatever that means. But I posed the question, what is the key to finally unlocking this door so we can see the top of the mountain? And this came out in yesterday's energy as well. Trust the niggle. So, and also in yesterday's card, curiously, there were so many cards of different decks there's these three women, this trine of energy. So that is coming through here. What is what is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? And she kind of has that cape on, like the hermit energy. And then for me, I always think of the album where the hermit is standing up tall, because it was a double album and you have to turn it sideways to see the hermit is standing all the way upright in the center of the album. And remember that that hermit holds the lantern. So we need to keep in focus of what that dream is. What is that star? What is that hope? What is that guiding light? And focus on that when we're struggling with getting up that hill and maybe feeling like we keep being stopped, or God dang it, I got a flat again. I was on my way and here comes this flat wheel. But the big wheels are keeping on turning. And this is help here from the universe. This is all black and white energy around her, the yin and yang energy, but there's this light purple, this lavender, the violet flame is how I see that color. So tuning into our own intuition, and that Pisces energy of the high priestess just has not quit for me all week long either. There she is, the high priestess in the bottom of the deck in the environmental energy. How are you being called to step up and lead? And then on this card, there's the mountains and back of her. There are also two lions either side. So this mirror imaging. Either side of her, and there are also eagles of taking the high view, and there's also a serpent of knowledge here on the center of her head. And here, this U shape in the cards would be the south node. So this is something from our past that kind of keeps stopping us, right? And we do know what it is, and maybe we've just buried it or just haven't wanted to look at it. But it's time. And there's that turquoise energy of her dress. And it was just so connecting with Dawn's All Signs message. And I think I told that story on my channel about the turquoise car, and while I was listening to her messages about Capricorn and Pisces. So here it is again. Now, for the power thought cards, I go with what is the energy of the day as far as this hermit energy. So underneath that is take a break, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. And there's that crescent moon in one of those. It's like we have a double portal energy here, and we're being asked to choose a door. The door. Okay, so I drew a door that was stopping the hermit on the way up to the mountain. This is about choosing a different door, because we've already taken that other mountain. We already know that's a high hill. We already can see what's at the top of that hill. Okay. This is a dark on the left moon. I've seen this all day today in my clients' cards. It's the crescent waxing. So that would be after the new moon energy of this Sunday. So this will be next week before we hit that first quarter moon energy. Okay. So the first question I'm asking here is about the hermit. What is inside that light? What is the light inside the hermit's lantern? I just said about the turquoise car, and there it is right there in the corner. And it says, the people in my life are really mirrors of me. This affords me the opportunity to grow and change. And that, Marcia, that looks like to me your child there with the glasses and in the bottom corner with what you've done today. And then on the back side of that is a cat, and it's a father-daughter. Just feeling Dawn there. Okay, so there is a mirror inside of there, and then after that, normally only one pops up, but here's the message. There's a letter. So that if there's something left unsaid, we still need to say that. I'm getting that there. And then this bright orange creative energy, it's something that we may have been fearing here because that blocks our sacral chakra. And then with the square to Uranus today, Venus and Uranus, the orange is in both of the Venus cards and in this Taurus energy. And there is a fertile, tactile creativity, being tenacious and still pushing forward to those dreams. Millions of peaches for me. I don't know what that is, but there that is. The second question is always about the sister card to the Hermit, which would be the Moon. What wheel how can we handle this wheel that's come off our car? Why are we up on blocks here? My dream yesterday, guys, I dreamt that the mirror broke. There was broken mirror, and I was picking all the glass out of my bare feet. So this is, again, tying us all together here. This is everyone. Big wheels keep on turning, carrying me home to see my kin. Okay, why is our car up on blocks? All of my relationships are harmonious. And on the back of that, when we create, this is this block, when we create harmony in our minds and hearts, we will find it in our lives. The inner creates the outer always. And then I finally end that with asking about charms. So if there's anybody that is relating to these cards today, there's 250 of them here, and they're just going to land where we land. And what cards does everybody need to pay attention to today, no matter what reader, what one of us or who they are pulled for? Please and thank you, Spirit. We have a camel, stored emotions, about taking a break, getting off the treadmill. There's also the Cancer crab there of today's moon. This is baggage. This is a bag, a suitcase, a life's work. Okay. There's also, here's the cat that was on the card. And she's a very fancy, prancy cat. And she came out on the High Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? For me, I think that is coming back to these lions, the big cat and the fancy cat, and not being afraid, because cats don't care. They're gonna do what they're gonna do regardless of what anybody else thinks. And on Trust the Niggle, we have a butterfly of transformation here. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? This is definitely like, you're ready to transform somehow. And when you're coming up that mountain and have that door, there's something here that needs to be said. We need to come to peace with something and create that inner harmony about this. And then off of all of the cards, I've never gotten this charm. I learned to sew at my grandma and grandpa's house on a Singer sewing machine and make Barbie clothes. So that would be that creative energy. We were talking earlier, and I said I got a truck today, and then I saw my grandpa's green Ford, and he used to drive with his knees. when he would load his pipe. He had the cherry tobacco. So if that's a sign for anyone, if anyone had any loved ones, it was in a white can with a red circle label. And it's wanting to let your voice out, because then I just thought of my mom always telling the story about pranking the tobacco shops and asking if Prince Harry was in a can or something like that. And they'd be like, well, let him out for the prank, so it's something that needs to be released and let out here. And by tapping into that creative energy, that's going to help aid our transformation. The high priestess helping us tap into that intuition and find this last piece here, because you have the longevity. It's you're a camel, right? We don't need to be afraid of these emotions. This is the only card that has water, that has that waxing crescent moon. So coming up this week, I feel like this is going to be kind of placed in front of us here to challenge us to take a different route up a different hill. And there's a woman in a blue, it's the high priestess in the water. So connect to your inner self, because you have the answer. The water here is very tranquil. And this is the answer to calm those emotions and just be steadfast and get up that mountain this time, guys. You know the way. You know the way. That would be it for me. I hope that helps.
That was beautiful. Everybody ready?
Speaking of beautiful, you look very beautiful tonight, Miss Elizabeth. I love your bright red.
Thank
Your
you.
lippy.
My lippy looks red. It's kind of purple, I thought. Who knows with this lighting? Okay. I have some numerology for MC. You guys want me to go ahead and do that?
Yeah.
I will do that. Let me look at the comments real quick. Hello, MC. Hello, hello. Are you here? Are you still here? You better be here. Okay, I'm going to get started hoping you're here. Oh man. Where'd she go? MC. All right, cool. You're welcome.
Always come back.
You're welcome. I'm going to go kind of quickly, and I do want to show you some cards that might resonate. This is just really about the energy around you and your life path this year. So I think MC, you've been around and listened to me a little bit. So I'm going to start with your life energy number being 8. And then the energy code or the numerology code is 8341. And so I want you to understand within you and all of that is the advocate, the seed starter, the ruler, and the alchemist. And I want to talk a little bit about with the life energy 8, I believe that you probably, and the 3, that you're very creative, very hands-on in what you do, and that you like to do that. I believe that you lead a lot of projects. And there's something else I want to tell you too. Before I do that, you are in a life path 6. And that has to do with emotional healing. And MC, I'm not sure if you also have been through a loss, a death, or something, but you're no longer numb to all of that. This is a time of really recovery and emotional healing. I think you may have been through some abandonment issues, and there's a real deep fear of change right now, but I want you to know that you're recovering. You probably feel overwhelmed, but there's a lot of new opportunities coming in, and I want you to remember the light at the end of the tunnel. These 8s that I'm showing you right now represent you're just so incredibly intelligent, and I can't emphasize what an amazing leader, ruler, creative seed planter. That's not the right verbiage, but I'm on just some sort of download here. This this 8 happens to reflect something that may have happened either in a past life, if you resonate with that, or in childhood, something that you feel very guilty or shameful about. That's sort of an energy you have to work through, and this is a good year to do that. This 8 reflects that you're a record keeper. I think sometimes you probably have a lot of, gosh, Sari could tap into this. Akashic type records within you is what I'm getting. But I feel like when you were young, there were some abandonment issues that you do have to work through now, and things you saw when you were younger that maybe haunt you still forever. And there's a certain sense of guilt and shame you might carry. MC, I'm not sure if this relates. Do take what resonates with you. And I wonder if you're going on a trip or you're actually scared to fly. Curious about that. The 1 in you is quite the alchemist. If you think of the magician and tarot, this is somebody who can really manifest, but somebody who's very good at keeping secrets. And I believe I heard Angie say that to speak all of your truth, whatever guilt and shame you may be feeling. If you do suffer from abandonment issues, but we see how loving you are, even in loss and grief, you just can really lift people's spirits, and you're very intuitive and magical. You may have a tendency to go from 0 to 100, so balance that out, especially as an 8. You want to maintain a lot of balance with it's just a given, right? And this is speaking to the 1 or the 10 within you, to always watch your boundaries. And you may have felt rather trapped either in a past life or in different situations currently. And I think there's a bit of shadow work still to do, MC, that we all have. Parts of you, something that may be truly haunting you. As Angie said, you need to really, we all have to speak these deep truths. I also believe you're quite the animal lover, which we all are here, and that you're not only a humanitarian, but possibly an activist, and certainly for animals. This beautiful eagle reflects the 3s in you and the leader, not only the leader, but the beautiful empress type of energy that we talk about in tarot. That's the seed starter in you, the one who can create, communicate, be creative. I understand, though, that you might feel very overwhelmed, maybe not all the time, but you may carry a sense of either family issues, past life issues that are burdens that don't belong to you. I'm curious how your health has been, or if you have had to take care of someone in your life, or if addictions and those types of things have haunted you. This speaks to the 4 in you as well, the activist, the humanitarian, the advocate, and that you're very moral deep inside, and you're not materialistically driven at all. You really want the best for humanity. These speak to the 4s in you still. This is about being that powerful leader, but not overly controlling. I'm almost done. And I don't know if you have lost a child, but many of us also relate to that energy. And then I just want to show you these because I could go on forever. But this is a need for you to really express yourself. There's a bit of a primal scream of you not being heard or feeling misunderstood or not listened to, unsupported. And I want you to know that you're never alone. And I think that's a lot of, maybe even some of this has a hook in you. If you resonate, and that you may suffer some confidence and self-esteem issues that come and go. And I think we all do. So I just want you to know that with that in mind, that this year, Life Path 6 is where you can really examine some of this and go through a lot of healing through it. Did she say anything? I'm done. I hope that helps, sweetheart. I don't know if you had a specific question, but
That was beautiful.
I
That was
feel
pretty
like,
beautiful. I pulled one card at the end.
oh, okay. Oh, you're
Uncovering
welcome.
treasure.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. One last card for MC. Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface, it lies great bounty.
Aw,
I love that. I love that. Okay, just real quickly, I'm going to hop on here just to do a couple house cleaning things because we didn't really do that at the beginning of the stream. Many of you are returning viewers. Thank you so much for being here. But for new ones and even for returning viewers tonight, we're doing things a little differently. That Cancer moon, I don't know if everybody felt it yesterday, somewhere around, I think it was around 4:30 Central Time. The floor dropped out. And so we decided kind of, again, off camera, that we were just going to see people in the chat, and our energies are quantum intertangled in this process. Okay, so we're going to be drawn to people, and we'll just chat amongst ourselves who's coming up next. So I think Dawn right now is going to take it away with some astrology for Peggy, and we'll do a reading for her, and then I've got the next one coming up for Marianne, and then whoever of us readers wants to read next, we'll just feel someone that they're drawn to in the chat, and we'll let you know who's up next after those two. So Dawn, whenever you're ready.
Hi, Peggy. Yes, I will say right away that Peggy is only about 6 months older than me. I mean, well, maybe a little bit longer than that, but a lot of her slower planets are in about the same place. But one of the things that I noted is that she's also in a third house perfection year, and that would be with Virgo. And Virgo is going to be really getting the Mercury retrograde. And I think it's going to be affecting you because what's going to be happening, I feel like, you have Mercury going to be because it's a third house perfection year. Mercury is the time lord. And you have your natal Mercury square in your 7th house, Jupiter and Saturn. And we are now coming up on the square that is going to be happening between Saturn and Jupiter in Gemini with Pisces. So I look at the fact that Mercury also rules Gemini, and you are coming on the Mars-Jupiter conjunction is going to be on top of your moon. So I think that there's an ending in here with feeling that I feel like there's an ending of a relationship. There's an ending of a one-on-one relationship. I feel like there's 2 squares here. So does that make sense, Nikki? It feels like it's happening now because I feel like there's a lot of things that are coming into those close conjunctions and close squares very quickly here. I know that there was a square today between Venus and Uranus was at 2653. I know that was a question that that Angie had asked. So I feel like I think that that's going to be more intense, is what I feel in your chart, because you do have all these squares happening, and it's a matter of, I feel that there's action you're going to need to feel that you need to take, because your natal square is between the 4th house and the 7th house, and the other square is between the 12th house and the 10th house. No, the 12th house, I'm sorry, and yours is the 9th house, right? And that can be about the law, as I look at that, because you have Saturn's over your Juno retrograde. So contracts. I think that this is going to be, I feel like you're done. I feel like you're going to have a dissolution here, just because Juno is the goddess of contracts, and it's a lot of times it's about marriage, and you have Saturn over the top of it. And Saturn is going to be going into a square with Jupiter and Mars, which is about cutting away and separating. So I see that in your chart pretty loudly, that this is a time that this is coming up. I do feel like things will get easier. Her birthday is in October, and it will be moving into a 4th house perfection year, which is Venus is going to be in charge, and Venus is naturally in that house. So that's a very fortunate thing. You will be having the Venus retrograde happening in Aries, which is your house of career, things that you're known for in the world. And that will be, I believe that's in March that will be happening, when Venus is going to be going retrograde in that sign. So you'll be working with things about your career, or things that you're known for in the world. I know you're very involved with your grandchildren and things like that. So you might have some adjusting. I don't know if you're thinking about making a move, maybe coming up in the future. I know that you had thought about that once your children are graduated from school, but I feel like now is the time with these squares that it's forcing you to take some kind of action, I feel. So I think that is kind of what I feel like going on. Did anybody, oh, you are, yeah. Yeah, I can see it's pretty strong. And when you have 2 squares like that, it's very strongly about having to take an action of some kind. And, but I know you somewhat, because I've read your chart before, and I feel like this is something that it's not an expected thing, but the Mars is going to get you motivated to take care of details, to do some things about it, especially with Mercury involved. And your Mercury is in Libra, which is in your house of home. So I think you're going to take steps. There's going to be, I think, some legal things that you're going to have to take care of. That will be, again, a square, but I think it's something that you're going to feel called to do, and it's energy of happening right now over the next couple months, I feel. So I think that, I mean, it's so strong for me right now, seeing the separation, because it's the 3rd house of local community, and then the 12th house of endings. So that's what I have been feeling, and it's very, very strong right now. So I don't know if anybody wants to draw a card or two for Peggy, to give her advice on the best way to handle this, because to me there's legal things about her house, there's things going on with the one-on-one relationship. Saturn and Jupiter are pretty involved in all of this, even though they're not in they're involved because they're in direct aspect to the either they're in one of the houses, or Mercury is the ruler of this particular house this year. So anybody have anything they want to draw for Peggy regarding that?
Well, I took a quick look, and it's still there. I got the 6 of Pentacles, just one card, but I feel like that speaks a little bit to, did I hear you say legal, money, yada, yada? I love the yada, yada. So it looks like more balance come a little more give and take. I still would go with decisions, and sometimes in this energy, it's a lot of push and pull, as balanced as this looks. Yeah, I can't sugarcoat it. I don't know. I might have to pull more. Let me see what's on the bottom of the deck. Well, temperance. So I feel like you're very protected. There's going to be the need for patience. Is she a
She
Sag?
she's a, let me take a look. She is actually a her ascendant is Cancer, and her sun is in Scorpio. But that's the exact feeling I got, was that there's no sugarcoating this ending.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just going to be
Scorpio sun.
divinely guided. And this is a 5. So there's a lot of change and perhaps some chaos or conflict with it. But this is still a beautiful card. And for you, this is also on the bottom of the deck, not to feel, this is an 8 and we're in an 8 year, but not to feel so blinded by this or trapped by it. I think something I want to tell Marianne, is that Marianne coming up, is that a truth surfaces. This isn't really the card for that, but I want you to understand that it'll free your mind. It'll change your perspective and free your mind. That's what I'm trying to say. And then there's a message to be grounded and I think a little protective in your own right. To know you're protected, but be cautious and frugal. But I honestly, I was also doing some numbers. So does that jive with what you said, Dawn?
Yeah. Like I said, it's so strong. It's 2 squares that are regarding this. And one of the things in astrology is, if you have more than if you have the astrology show up in more than one way, then it's pretty definitely, yeah. I would tell her, yes, I would say that you are definitely your friends. You have great friends. We all hang with you. She's a part of Pathfinders. She's very involved in a lot of different, she follows all of us, and is very much a part of this tribe as well. So that's, rely on your friends, I would say. Yeah.
That's good. That's a good way to top that
I got the 3 of Cups,
We got you,
Liz, on the
Becky.
bottom as
Did
well.
you? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
my
Andy and I are
and
always
there's that
using
3 again. So yesterday was all over yesterday's message for in the spiritual view. So those 3, it's the trine, the friends. I get by with a little help from my friends, and then I keep getting pulled to these houses here. There's a lot of houses, and I was kind of looking when I was looking here earlier at this. Take a pause, take a break for next week when we go into that waxing crescent. I always see other images than what they're supposed to be in the pictures. But that's just my scrying. And I was like, oh, that looks like tiger stripes, like a big field that someone's trying to hide in. But then we had the camel upside down of no longer having to carry this emotional burden. And then in addition to that, we had the suitcase come out on this card. It's a life's work, not a season. Get off that, like, take a break, have some fun, lift the energy with the friends. And then the house, there is a kind of a tabby tiger cat on this card here, and it's like blending in. So if we were just kind of blending in or holding back these emotions, camouflage came up a lot yesterday. Just kind of going with, like, just not rising a fuss, not causing a ruckus, right? And then as I kind of scanned over this way when I was grabbing a drink, the colors of that tigerish stripe, the orange and the yellow, here's another house. And then on the back of that, and that one says life mirrors my every thought. And this is my life as a mirror card. As I keep my thoughts positive, life brings me only good experiences. And then on the back of that is another flipping house. So that's our own internal house, right? And there's a big cornfield here, like farming, tending our own house, tending our own land. And even if the house is kind of gone sideways, the car that's gone off the rails, right? It's okay, because those are all meant to be showing us these experiences. So if anybody, that truck, that old Ford truck, I mean, my family were farmers, so if that resonates with anyone, as far as you don't have to stay quiet anymore. You don't have to blend in. This isn't about like just going, I'm just gonna keep. No, you don't have to freaking keep the peace. You don't feel peace. That's not keeping the peace. Right? It's time to not hold these. It's not your burden to carry. That's just what I keep getting here. And this woman has her arms open, and it's just like, okay, here it is. This is it.
Yeah.
So just a little extra there. Yeah.
So many things came up, Angie, during that, but I have been repeating to a lot of people that going along to get along is a toxic trauma response. And, we all do it, me included. Okay. So I'm calling myself out on this, but, go in during this new moon time and really do some work to, manifest healing in that inner child and empowerment. And, I, like you, Angie, hear so many songs. I mean, lyrics of songs come out to me from spirit all the time. And just then, when you were talking about the farming and all that, you said something, and the song, watch my corn pop up in rows. And it's just like, let yourself burst from Mother Earth. Just let it out. We're all here to support you. These are challenging times. We have to let things go to let things in, right? So it's just the process. So we love you, Peggy, specifically, but that reading was for her, but all of you. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards for Marianne. She was up next in the queue. I think Dawn got her numbers, or I dropped those in the private chat. A birth time for Marianne in the Netherlands. So she'll get that chart going if you don't mind, Dawn. Maybe I just caught her off guard, but okay, I'm going to start reading for
Dawn,
Marianne.
I did the numerology if you need time.
Okay, let me get some cards, then I'll pop it over to Elizabeth real quick. Let's do this. Okay. So I'm using the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck. Ooh, coming in strong with some rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life. You'll have to tell us what those are. Miracles, expect the wondrous to emerge. I'm feeling a lot of magic around you. And underneath, overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. Absolutely. So the overarching kind of oracle messages are clearly, this comes out for me all the time. I can't believe it's just left my head. Who is the King Arthur? Sorry, ladies. Again, my brain's a little off today, but you, I feel like, have spoken your truth. Oftentimes we see it, pulling the sword out of the stone, and there's only one person that can do that. But I feel like in this instance, it's almost like you've thrown it down going, I've overcome some obstacles here and they're done. You're moving on to some rainbow blessings and miracles in your life. So let's get some tarot cards on that. I'm going to just use a traditional deck today. I just feel kind of called to it. I didn't see if Marianne had a specific question, so we'll just do a general reading here. Coming out is the Wheel of Fortune, leaving behind Four of Cups, heading towards Ace of Wands. So something stagnant, lacking, just this feeling of apathy. But something happened. Luck, good fortune, it turned in your favor. Karma turned in your favor for sure. Could have been in a love situation. I'm not sure. Or maybe this is your perception of something, but coming in with the Ace of Wands, taking action with the opportunity at hand. And the card underneath, Four of Wands, happy celebration, right? This is the 1111 card, divine union. You'll have to let us know what that means. Elizabeth, do you want to chime in with her numerology?
Absolutely. I am sorry. Marianne, right?
Yes.
I was looking at some other stuff. Okay, I do. Marianne, hey. I'm going to start by telling you that your life energy number is a 11, a master number 11. Highly intuitive old soul. Welcome in. But we're going to break that down to a 2, but I do want you to remember you have that divine twin flame energy within you. Let's not forget that. And then your numerology code will be 2. That is your life energy number for today. And the code is 2146. So you are the high priestess, you are the alchemist, you are the ruler, the emperor, and you are the muse. And this year is a 9 life path year for you, which is about completion. It's a year when, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, that a truth will surface, and perhaps it has, that really changes your perspective, frees your mind. Let me add to that really quick. What have I done with my notes? There's more to tell you. And as you go through this year of completion, the next becomes an adjustment. So there's a lot of healing going on here and understanding that this year does honor everything that you have been through. And it's important for you to honor the lessons that you draw from these situations and the wisdom you draw from these. And not only will this be a year that you strike a certain truth or discover a certain truth, but you will draw a line in this year, most likely, and put a stop to something or someone that has haunted you for quite some time. And then as we move into next year, it'll be a bit of an adjustment for you. However, you do have the 10 in you, which becomes a 1. But I want you to think of the 10 as having God's protection, and as you really are a butterfly in that regard. You do have that energy within you that brings a lot of kindness and grace and non-judgment to this world, and just to remember to let go of what is not meant for you and free your mind and fly butterfly. That's what I have for you. Does that help?
Hey, Marianne, I, looking at your chart, see that you're in a 11th house perfection year, which is all about your community, your luck, your connecting with people. And it happens to be in Aquarius. You have an Aquarius moon. I find there's some very fascinating things in your chart. You are obviously very, very, very intuitive, because Aquarius is, with it being a moon, I have an Aquarius moon. So I'm in that club, and yours is at 13 degrees, but it's in conjunct with your Jupiter and Chiron in Cancer. So the moon that's in Aquarius is ruling Cancer, where you have Jupiter and Chiron conjunct at 15 degrees, which is an unusual thing at any point. Because to me, it says that I feel that you intuitively, there's no way you're not an empath. There's just no way that you're not an empath, because I feel that you intuitively catch other people's energy. And it's almost like it's an ancestor thing, because it's in your fourth house. I feel like you're not the only one in your family that would be able to do that, or it was passed down somehow, I feel, because not only do you have that, you have those Jupiter and Chiron in a trine to Pluto, which is going through Aquarius this year and will continue to go through back out and then go into Aquarius again. I don't think that the time that it's in Capricorn is going to affect you as much, but I think this whole brand new time that Pluto returns back to that energy in Aquarius, you're going to have this beautiful thing opening up with people and community and friends, and getting your message out. I feel like there's a message out there that maybe you haven't been able to give. It's very fascinating that the Jupiter and Chiron is in a trine to Pluto, all at 15 degrees. 15 degrees is a very 0, 15, and 29 are the big degrees that we always pay attention to in astrology, because it's like a supercharge when it's at 15. And because that is the moon is in your Aquarius, and the fact that I feel like it's connecting all of these things in your chart right now, that 8th house can be a lot of things, including spiritual. So I feel that might be something that you're going to be opening up more to and getting coming out into the future with. Is that making some sense for you? I do feel like it's going to be a great opportunity for you coming up. I know that you have, you were born in Gemini season. So the Gemini sun, that communication piece is just, and having Mercury in Gemini, even more so, right? So I feel like that is very much a positive thing that's going on with you. I think that there's messages going to be coming in. I think that you're going to be bringing your talents forward from this 8th house. Now, 8th house can be about inheritance, and I still feel strong. There's inheritance in your family, and the 8th house can be in not just money inheritance, but the way it's tying in with your fourth house and your 8th house. I strongly feel a lot of the gifts that you have, and I don't know specifically what they are, but I feel a lot of that is related to healing, because it's the 4th house. To me, can also be about your ancestry, and I feel like you've gotten gifts from your ancestors from that 8th house as well, Pluto. I think that you should open up to those gifts more and bring them out into the public more. I think that's what you're being called on to do now, because it's the 11th house that's being highlighted. So I think that is something that you also have. Your north node is 8 degrees of Aquarius. We just had the sun on 8 degrees of Leo. It was opposite your north node, because your north node is opposite my north node, and the sun was conjunct mine. Like yesterday, Wednesday even. No, it was on Wednesday for me. So that would have been Wednesday for you. If something that came up that would lead you on your path, I think that there's something that may have come up kind of out of the blue that may have given you a message or a synchronicity to lead you on your path further. So I'm going to let that go, because I think that Marcia might have a card for you. Do you have some stuff, Marcia?
Yeah, actually, I was pulling some extra cards. So immediately when you jumped in, I was like, okay, what is this 4 of Cups about? What is this, kind of, and I got Queen of Cups, super empathetic female leader who has been somewhat trapped but this is a perception. And when you said something about the eights, persevering, showing strength, there was a moment of judgment, I feel like definitely, this Ace of Wands, this is kind of now, like you said, this is an action happening now. So, when you came out as the Wheel of Fortune, and Dawn basically said, your luck is changing. I do feel that for sure. So, right out of the gate, let's just remind you, rainbow blessings and miracles are coming. So says the sacred travelers of the spiritual view. All right. So, I did pull one more card from underneath, and we got Seven of Swords. So either you're walking away and avoiding conflict and just, going on in your life, or, Seven of Swords is some pretty shitty energy that's been around you, that's been bogging you down, having you believe something that's not true about yourself, but those ancestor messages, this could be, changing a perception around those as well. And all night tonight, I've wanted to jump in and just say, like, ancestor messages right now are so strong. That veil, we're in the portal of 8-8. We're not going to talk about that tonight, Lionsgate, but messages from loved ones and ancestors you can't even imagine you're connected to are just so prevalent. So, lean into that. Intuitively, like Dawn said, I feel like you are very much being called by an ancestral line of something right now. Embrace it. They've got rainbow blessings and miracles for you. Okay, so who is up next? Do we have
Real
time
quick,
for one more?
Marcia, I know
Yeah.
that was a wheel, or that the ball being pushed up there's a mythology to that, of continuing to push the ball or the rock up the hill every single day. Yeah.
Prometheus.
Remember at the beginning? Okay, thank
Mhm.
you. The beginning of the message, I saw the peach. I was like, there's the peach.
Yes.
So there's, like, just want to reiterate that everybody is here that is here today. Please understand that these are all everybody's messages. Okay. They're all connected for a reason. This is regarding the peach that was in the Taurus energy card here, because we do have Uranus and Taurus, that is the lightning bolt. Somebody mentioned something about a lightning bolt earlier. And then that square, that the Uranus and Taurus is squaring Venus and Leo. So that's a big energy. And that is about tension, hurts, reconciliating this hurt, not carrying that burden any longer. And then when Marcia was talking about the popcorn, and there's all these houses, I mentioned the farm. Ruby, I think, commented on the farm about her grandparents being farmers. The popcorn energy, the other part that I didn't read about that farm energy, was yes, as I say yes to life, life says yes to me. The last two things, the new gal, welcome. Thank you for coming in all the way from Australia. I lived in New Zealand for a number of years. You are also, it looked like, a life path one, adding up your energy, I think. Was that Shazzy? I think your name was. Let me go back and look. It was June 1970, 17, 18, 19, 20, 36. You're a 9. So this is today. Okay, we're in the energy day of the 9, the hermit energy. It's the path of the hidden truth. So you probably are going to feel stuck quite a bit. You are going to feel like you're pushing that rock up the mountain. Life path 9s have already gone through all the other life paths, kind of like Pisces has already gone through all the zodiac, right? They're the OGs. So you got to understand that that's the extra burden. You are pushing those rocks up the hill, literally. And that's kind of what you're meant to do this lifetime. And the salve for that, so to speak, is creativity, which is also coming out in the cards. The high priestess energy, again, It's coming up like crazy. And she just said, what are you being called to step up and do? How are you being called to step up and lead? And with this 3 of Cups that Elizabeth also pulled, again, the turquoise energy, guys. You are wearing this high priestess energy. Out of all this orange, there's this around the that turquoise, around all of this, the tiger. Stop hiding. Say yes. You do not have to camouflage this. And then lastly, for the new person whose birthday was 2000, that's my sister's birthday. I had a yesterday's
That's
dream about
Kelvin. Yeah, it's Kelvin.
life path 1, that I'm a life path 1 as well. And I dreamt about my
I
sister
think he's an
yesterday. She
11.
graduated in 2000. And then the person that had 711, you typed in your birthday, haha, 711.
Is that the
That
Disney
go
Stitches?
back. Yeah.
Disney
You
Stitches
go back
crochet. What a great name.
earlier in the week, like get ready to be weirded out.
I don't think she put her year in.
Just the 711 comment right there. So it might behoove you, see the 711 there. That was from Monday's reading. So I think there's something in that for you. If you want to go back and check, that was on our live on Monday when we all got together last time. So again, guys, there's something in here for everybody. And just because we're picking that one person up, it really is for everybody. All the messages are combining. As we're each reading, we are each of us in the team getting intuitive hits on the other person's cards, right? So
I have to jump in
understand
real
you're
quick.
here today for a reason. And those wheels, that Wheel of Fortune, we started the reading today with, it's a double wheel energy. Strength, High Priestess, strength. The wheels keep on turning, but their car is up on blocks right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So just to reiterate, if you're here, especially within the live, there's something here that's all for all of us.
Yeah.
But
And I
it's
dropped
just
that in the
uncanny.
chat, Angie. Just what you were saying. I dropped that in the chat. This is how your astrology and tarot work real time and every day. And it is to your benefit to know your astrology, to learn a little bit about your transits, understand the energy that you're dealing with. And when you show up here, it is a truly co-creative process between us, between you. I just wanted to drop in real quick when we were giving that reading for Shazzy, or I'm sorry, Dizzy Stitches, just now, that last little blurb, Angie. When you said 7-Eleven, I thought to myself, I didn't think, I just got this like, oh, where is her Leo new moon going to be happening? Is this a time for her to set like some kind of lucky new intentions? I mean, that Jupiter, good fortune, Wheel of Fortune energy, and those wheels, like I'm a Sag. So my ladies know that I always end with something like positive. And like, I understand wheels rolling off the cart, but I always go to, ooh, wheels, Wheel of Fortune. Let's play a game. Let's have some fun. Let's something like that. So I don't know. This is a little crazy, and I don't, encourage gambling too much. But I was like, ooh, my goodness, I wonder if there's a Wheel of Fortune game at 7-Eleven. She needs to go get a scratcher. Maybe. I don't know. There you go. So a little bit of
That's
silliness as well.
Maybe.
Okay.
And I wrote down intuitive hits are coming fast on that
Very.
7-Eleven day. That was intuitive hits, faster and more on point. And maybe perhaps meeting someone while you're doing something mundane, like out shopping, where when your guard is down, when you're not camouflaging yourself, or you think you're blending in at the grocery store, right? I'm just here to do my thing. And when all of a sudden you don't, whoever that just please let us know. But when your guard is down, it's not so defensive, and it's like out of the frying pan and into the fire. We talked about that in our live on Monday, of this energy. Something ends and something comes in back real quick when you're least expecting it, when you're doing something just that you do every single day. So don't be, that was my shoop day too, the 7-Eleven, the salt and pepper shoop. So if that resonates with you, that was the Higher Ground Day by Stevie Wonder. And then the very first light path card that came out, they were floating up. The plebeian card, they were all floating up higher, and I didn't even notice that during our live. So yeah, please go back, guys, and watch the lives we did on Monday. Check out our readings this week, because I guarantee you, if you're here today, there's something that some of us have said already this week that is I promise you, it's going to resonate with you. We are all so super connected, and you being here connects you to our energy, point blank, period. So there is something
Yeah.
there for you. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm hopping in with the bad news that Kelvin, thank you for coming. And he's like, I'm still here. And I did your numbers. Can you come back? Everybody, we will be live again Monday morning, God willing, at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, so come back. Don't be disappointed. We're here for you. And we have a big day on Lionsgate, 888 for you. We're going to be putting out content every 2 hours. So you will see us popping up for 14 hours. And each of us have different things to bring, and we're super excited about it. Thank you so much, our fearless leader, Jen, the Awakened Jen. She does so much behind the scenes to keep the rest of us organized and
Floating.
just doing this. And also, you all being here, growing with us, really means so much. We are so grateful to do this for you guys. It's just really a highlight of our week, and thank you all for being here, and thank you for resonating with us and the compliments. And I think we feel better. Do we feel better? Everybody feel better? Yay. I mean, but God bless everybody. And know I love you. I know they all love you.
Yes.
Okay. Have a great, safe, peaceful weekend, please. And join us Monday.
Yeah.
And be sure to check the community tab for announcements that Jen makes. Thank you. Thank you. Bless
Thank
you
you,
guys.
guys.